Why, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Four Roads Out of Warba podcast, starring the Warba Quartet. Now, with us, a man who once wore a bulletproof vest to the planetarium because he heard there was going to be shooting stars. Tippy Tater Alligator. With him as well, a man who has the face of a painting. Yeah, Picasso. Bort. And finally, a man who smells of berries, dingleberries, doo-doo. And me, a man who is scared of many things, but I'm most afraid of Mount Jarl. You don't want to mess with something with the nickname of Kill-A-Man. Bob. So, today on this beautiful episode, we are going to be doing a tournament of action movie stars. Now, how we kind of laid this out, it's a 16-person tournament of all the world's greatest action movie stars and movies, and we are going to see who's the best. And Bort so beautifully did make a tournament bracket for it. We predetermined everything, and it's all set up, so let's hope if we do a screen sharing of it, doesn't screw anything up, but if it does, whatever.
So here it is.
Yes, I'm excited for this one because there are a couple matchups on there that I'm very questionable on who's going to win them. And we are all give our beautiful input to see who is going to advance to be the ultimate winner of the tournament. So
notice that the T isn't capitalized.
Well, you asked me what you wanted me to call it, and I didn't know. So call it the tournament. That's good enough.
You need the T capitalized. It's driving me insane.
Whatever.
Short drive.
So before we get into that, I just want to check in with you fine gentlemen. First of all, Tippy, how is your week going?
Yeah, it's going okay. Don't know much more than I did before. So.
I'm starting to notice that trend every week. Like, yeah, it's about the same.
It is, trust me.
Which I guess the same isn't too bad. So, how about you, Bort?
Oh, my week is going just beautifully. I spent some time reviewing some of my favorite humorous passages that I've written over the past few years, and hanging out with my kids, friends, just been nice and relaxing.
Good. And Doo-Doo, how about you?
Doing good. The week was long, busy, but good. Good, thanks.
Before the podcast started, I see you were munching on a sandwich. What were you having?
The Boss from Subway. It's meatballs, pepperoni, lots of cheese, and then I add onions and jalapenos. It's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Well, yeah, with me, not much going on here. My life's it's good, just pretty non-eventful. So, all right, well, before we start the tournament, I had an idea before. I like jokes. Jokes are pretty good. So I asked everybody to try to come up with a good joke for the podcast, give a little bit of humor in this world. So I think maybe before each round, why don't we start with a joke? So, Bort, would you like to start with your joke? Because you were really, you were excited to tell it.
You're going to put me on the spot right away, huh?
Well, I already told 3 terrible ones, so.
Okay. So, this is my joke. So for my joke, I want to tell you about a dream that I once had. It was a dream about amnesia-inducing hurricanes. So one night, I went to bed, and when I woke up, woke up in a dream. I was in a dream, you see. And I was no longer Bort. I was now Trousers McAllister's son. Yeah, Trousers McAllister's son. You see, life wasn't easy for old Trousers. For one part, my trousers didn't fit. They were halfway up the calf on one leg and to the floor on the other leg. And then there's my suit coat. Had a mustard stain on it. Trousers McAllister's son didn't even like mustard. But then to make things worse, Trousers, which again is me, had lost his entire family to a hurricane. Old Trousers, and let me tell you something, Old Trousers hated to be called Old Trousers. He wasn't even that old. He was only 35 years old. But he had, the gray in his beard. He was a weathered man, as you'd expect from a man who'd lost his family to weather. Anyways, Old Trousers decided one day, no more. No more should a man lose his family to hurricanes. No more should he wake up in the morning and see nothing in his home except shattered memories of a life that once was. No more should anyone have to throw out his child's dead hamster because the child quit feeding the hamster because the child was already dead from a hurricane. So on the 7th anniversary of losing his family, Old Trousers McAllisterson went out to the president and said, "Madam President," because in this dream world, it appeared a female could actually be the president in the United States. "Madam President, I want to start a task force. I want this task force to investigate the outbreaks of the hurricanes that stole my family from me all those years ago." And the president said, "Trousers McAllisterson, I will give you a task force to investigate the outbreak of the hurricanes that stole your family from you all those years ago. You may have a team of one partner to assist you and a budget of $17 a day towards breakfast and dinner. Lunch is not included because you should be working a normal job and having lunch there." So Old Trousers went out and found a partner. He went and found a young and beautiful lady. We'll call her Anne, to investigate the hurricanes. Now Anne was a tough lady with flaws. She's not some Mary Sue character that happens in so many modern jokes of this ilk. There were flaws, and those flaws made her dangerous. She once shot a man who spilled her glass of milk, and as his blood flowed and mixed in with the pool of milk, she said, "I don't cry over a glass of spilled milk." But bullets could not save Anne any longer, for you see, bullets do not stop hurricanes. So Trousers and Anne worked day and night. They went to their local library and looked up hurricanes in books. They interviewed eyewitnesses who also claimed to have seen hurricanes. They learned more about hurricanes than Old Trousers knew about his long dead family, who had now started to fade away like the sands of time. After 12 long years, Trousers and Anne had finally located a hurricane. It appeared to be bearing down on them in the city of Nashwauk, Burbia. And as they stood facing the sea, they saw the approaching storm and they knew what they had to do. They were going to weather the surge and step straight into the storm to destroy it from the inside. And that may sound like a foolish plan to you, but it's my dream. And apparently, this was a logical way to stop a hurricane. So finally, the hurricane bore down on Trousers and Anne. They took each other's hand, and they walked straight into the beastly storm. But alas, I do not remember what happened next in my dream. For as you will recall, this was a dream about an amnesia-inducing hurricane.
Jace, have you ever considered applying for like the CIA as a torturer, like Count Gitmo or anything?
So you aren't a fan?
Well, first of all, a good joke shouldn't be read off a computer screen.
Well, if it's that long, yes, it should be.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It very much reminded me of a Norm Macdonald joke, and I enjoyed that. So I thought it was a very good joke, Chase.
Zero laughs.
What was that?
I'll take the 0 laughs and cut this from the podcast, yep.
I was laughing throughout the whole thing. So go back and watch that in your podcast. But all right, well,
you can, Jason. You can cut my comment out, but don't cut yours out. That was heartfelt. I just because my dumb didn't think it was funny.
Well, we got your
remember the original joke.
What's that?
The original joke was a dream where you and me went and fought amnesia-inducing hurricanes. I just decided to draw it out a bit.
Yeah. You did good. You put some thought into it. I can only see you, by the way. That's fine.
I can only see Andrew and then Jason, Matt, or oh my goodness, Bort and Tippy are in the little screen. But anyways, so
yes.
We will now, after that delightful joke, go on to our first round of our battles. So, Bort, what is our first matchup that we have?
So, to open up the tournament, this exciting tournament in first round action, we have got Batman, played by Christian Bale from the Dark Knight trilogy. And Batman will battle the Winter Soldier, portrayed by Sebastian Stan in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So, all right. So this one I thought was going to be like, when I first heard all the names that were going to be this, I thought this one would almost be in the finals, but just by drawing it out, it happened to be the first round. Now, to my recollection, that the Winter Soldier, he has the same serum that Captain America had, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Andrew's still in a daze from my joke.
Yes. So he had the same soldier serum that Captain America had, which put him at peak, the peak human abilities. Correct.
Correct.
Now,
go ahead.
Are they fighting to the death?
I think they have to.
I think all of them have to.
Yeah. Thanks to
Winter Soldier
Death
wins.
I agree. Winter Soldier.
I think the Winter Soldier has it because
Batman doesn't kill.
Well, he has, like, plenty of times in the comics.
Well, yeah.
Or the new Zack Snyder movies, he kills everybody.
Yeah, but we're doing the Christian Bale one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think Winter Soldier will have this one. What do you think, Tippy?
I have no idea who Winter Soldier is. So actually, 75% of these movies on this list I've never seen. Dead serious.
Oh, this is gonna be a train wreck.
Yeah.
Train wreck worse than my joke.
But I have seen Batman, so I'm just gonna say screw you guys, Batman.
But I think with the votes, I think Winter Soldier moves on, correct?
Agreed.
Okay.
Take your word for it.
Alrighty. So number 2, what is our next matchup there, Bort?
In our next first round match, we have Angus MacGyver, played by Richard Dean Anderson from the hit show MacGyver, against Robert McCall, played by Denzel Washington in The Equalizer.
So, has anybody seen the Equalizer films, the first one or second one?
I saw half of it.
Well, it doesn't bode too well for him. So,
MacGyver's
I would vote for MacGyver on this one because he could make himself a gun out of a paper clip and some plastic pop can, and then it would shoot like little rabbit turds that were hardened, and it would kill him. So,
MacGyver did not use guns.
oh, he would this time though.
Yeah, but he blew plenty of stuff up, right? I mean, he's got to have some fertilizer and some double A's lying around,
And there was I think the pilot episode, I think MacGyver did use a couple guns there. So he is capable. So you know what? Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about what the pilot episode was.
Yeah, it was him trying to rescue somebody in the mountains or something like that, and he shot a gun a couple of times. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to pick MacGyver on this one. I think you can't really. It's hard to go against MacGyver.
Bort.
I'm leaning towards MacGyver because, again, this falls into I haven't seen the movie syndrome. So, yeah.
What about you, Tippy?
Yeah, MacGyver. What was the movie called again with the other one?
The Equalizer.
Equalizer?
Yeah.
Wasn't even aware of its existence.
I'm so glad I picked that guy. I'm so glad I picked him on the list. All right, what about you, Doodoo?
Oh, MacGyver all the way.
Okay. Well, pick Denzel and get him out of here. What idiot picked him to be on this list? So, all right. What is our third battle there?
Well, there, Bob. Our third first-round matchup features William Wallace, played by Mel Gibson in the movie Braveheart, as he competes against Lincoln Hawk, played by Sylvester Stallone in the movie Over the Top.
I have a thought on this.
Yes.
I picked Lincoln Hawk strictly for the fact that he would duck out of William Wallace's claymore swing and run to his truck, and while William Wallace was trying to get his claymore out of a tree, he'd run him over with his truck and kill him. Match over.
So, if he had his truck with him, I agree he would probably run him over, but he would have to get to it first without getting decapitated by a massive sword.
But that sword's stuck in a tree right now.
Oh, is that how the battle's going to go?
But bear in mind, you have two guys facing each other. One guy has a sword. The other guy can turn and run that way. Then it's just a running race.
True.
And I think William Wallace is probably a little bit more versed at running than a guy who just arm wrestles.
Oh, he's so much more than an arm wrestler.
Is he like your idol or what?
No, just he's a father. He's
You told a joke that made you laugh?
You make me laugh, Jason. Sorry, I shouldn't have said nothing. Yeah, I vote for Ethan Hawke or Lincoln Hawke. It's hard to argue. It's hard to argue points when you can't see people's faces.
Can you see mine?
No, I can't see anybody's.
Yeah, you're the only one I can see. And then the R2 are just little circles.
Okay.
So, but no, with your scenario, I agree that the hot guy would win if it's in your scenario. But what if it's not your one specific scenario?
Oh, then he's probably dead. Absolutely. Oh yeah, no. I mean, all the guy does is arm wrestle. Come on.
Yep, I think I'm gonna have to pick William Wallace in this one. What about you, Cole or Tippy?
Well, with Over the Top, I'm aware of its existence at least.
Yes, I won. I picked somebody Matt knew about. I mean, Tippy knew about.
Yeah. However, the only thing I know about it is he drives truck and is an arm wrestler. And I've seen what William Wallace can do in battle. And I know the guy is tough enough to get hung, drawn, and quartered and still yell out freedom. So that's so that dude's definitely got some stones. So I'm gonna have to go with William Wallace.
All right.
What about you, Bort?
What's the vote right now? 2-1?
Yep.
No, I think we all. No, I'm going William Wallace.
Oh.
If it's not in my scenario, that's the one chance. Otherwise, he's dead.
Well, fine then. I pick William Wallace based on all of my knowledge of the characters.
Gotcha.
The Over the Top's a great movie.
I like the truck more.
I love the movie.
It was a '67 auto car. They don't make them anymore, but man, it was a beast of a truck back in the day.
Well, you should have just had the truck in this fight, not the guy driving it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Ghost truck.
Ghost truck.
Alrighty. What is our next battle?
Well, Bob, our fourth matchup in the first round of the tournament features James Bond. We kind of went back and forth on this, whether this should be all iterations of James Bond or just the Daniel Craig one from the current series. And I think that's where we settled on, just to make it be fair, that it's one actor. So that's from the 007 film series, and James Bond will be facing off against John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves from the John Wick film trilogy.
All right, I'm just going to flat out say it. John Wick is awesome, so he's going to win this one. And I think I've seen 2 James Bond movies. So, John Wick all the way. What about you, Dudu?
Well, you see, my opinion on this matter is old 007 James Bond is English. That's a mark against him. No, just kidding. To all our English viewers. James Bond had a bunch of people behind him, making him souped up cars and cyanide pills in his watch and a pen that squirts acid and everything. But John Wick is just John Wick. He's pretty self-reliant. I'm going John Wick the whole way.
Beautiful. Tippy, what do you got?
These movies I've never seen a 007 movie, never seen the John Wick trilogy, but I'm just going to have to go with status quo here. Go with you guys on John Wick.
All right. What do you got, Bort?
Yeah, John Wick is very good at what he does. So, yeah, I think
it's funny, like when Keanu Reeves was doing like the Matrix movies, I was never a big fan of him. But in the last like 10 years, he's kind of had a little bit of resurgence. And man, that John Wick character, I just love it. They're such good movies, and he is terrifying in those movies. He's like just a psycho in those movies. So
The Matrix was good. If you watch The Matrix, there's actually some similarities you see in the acting between Leo and John Wick.
Okay.
It's good. It's a good series.
Did you see the new one that came out?
No,
me either. So. Cool. All right. Next matchup. What do we got?
Well, Bob, the fifth matchup in the first round of the tournament
I love your announcing.
Yeah. Well, Bob.
Oh, Bob.
Wish I could have gotten that reaction when I told a joke.
I liked your joke. I giggled at it.
I didn't like your joke. I didn't giggle at it.
And he has plenty more jokes to not laugh at, too.
Good.
So.
Good.
I just thought of one about 5 minutes ago that I got to tell you. So,
All right.
we'll get to that later. All right, next round there.
The fifth matchup in the first round of the tournament features Jack Reacher, played by Tom Cruise of the Jack Reacher film series, against Brian Mills, played by Liam Neeson of the Taken series.
All right, now, I've never seen any of the Jack Reacher movies. I know of them, but just from seeing Taken 1, and for me, it's hard to go against the good old Liam Neeson guy. So I'm going to have to go with the Liam Neeson character from Taken. Billy Mays or whatever his name is.
Byron Mills.
Oh.
I think Billy Mays was the guy that hawked the laundry detergent.
We should put him in it.
99.
All right, so I got the Taken guy. What do you got, dude?
I'm going with Reacher. If you don't take Liam Neeson's wife or daughter, he's just a guy mowing his yard in his house. So I'm going with Reacher because he's military trained and
right.
Much more lethal.
Okay. All right, what do you got, Tippy?
I'm going with Liam Neeson character, whatever his name was, because I've actually seen Taken. It was a long time ago, but I'm not aware of this other Tom Cruise character, and I think Tom Cruise is an insufferable doofus. So, yeah, we're going with a Taken guy. Yeah.
An insufferable doofus.
All
right, what do you got, Bort?
Yeah, so it's the wrong character for Jack Reacher. Reading some of the books, Jack Reacher is an absolute beast of a man who I would have hesitated not at all to put him over Brian Mills. But yeah, Tom Cruise just wasn't a good pick. I've heard good things about the new Reacher series on Amazon. So maybe I'd have a different opinion if we used that character, but we used Tom Cruise, so I'm going to go with Liam Neeson playing himself, I guess.
Is that Amazon one? Is that with John Krasinski?
No, that's what's that? That's the Tom Clancy series that he's doing. But yeah, Jack Reacher series is different.
Jack Liam Neeson for the win. All right, what do we got for the next one?
Well, Bob, the sixth match of the first round of the tournament features John McClane, played by Bruce Willis of the Die Hard series, as he faces off against Eric Draven, played by Brandon Lee in The Crow.
Now, I wanted Tippy to go first on this one because I've never seen the Crow movies, and this was one of his picks. And since he's apparently seen 2 movies in his life, hopefully he can give us a little bit more of enlightenment about what exactly the Crow's character brings to the table.
Okay, well, basically immortality, because in the movie he was murdered by a gang of thugs, him and his fiance, and then he's ended up being resurrected to get revenge on all these guys, and basically they can't kill him. They can shoot him, stab him, whatever, and his wounds instantly heal. So,
what's his fighting style like?
Well, he's Bruce Lee's son, so take a guess.
Okay, well,
I'm guessing Jeet Kune Do.
Okay. So I take it you're taking
I've never seen Die
right?
Hard before either, so I got to go with my pick with Eric Draven.
Okay. All right, what do you got, Doo-doo?
Die Hard.
Okay. All right, what do you got, Bort? What's your thoughts?
Well, all I know is Brandon Lee is not impervious to gunfire.
Jason, you finally told a good joke.
John McClane.
Oh, that's funny. So did you pick McLean, Bort?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to go with McLean too. The reason being is every movie he seems to get more and more invincible as well. To Leave Free to Die Hard, I mean, he jumped off of fighter jets onto semi. He's impervious pretty much too. So, and plus he's awesome. So I'm gonna have to go with John McClane. So,
Good.
all right, what's our next match?
Well, Bob, the 7th match of the first round of the tournament features the Punisher, played by Thomas Jane from the Punisher film series, against Jason Bourne, played by Matt Damon of the Bourne movies, series, whatever those ones are called.
You got it.
Yeah, I'd never seen the Jason Bourne movies. All I know is he's supposed to be this really tough guy, and I researched him before putting him on this list. It sounded like he had a lot of the Batman or Captain America attributes where he's trained to the peak of human performance and all that stuff. And so for me with this battle, then, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Jason Bourne movies were, basically what it was he was in the military and he got picked for a program from I think it was the CIA, and yeah, they trained him up ungodly, and he was on a mission to assassinate somebody, and he ended up falling in the water, and the explosion that knocked him in the water gave him amnesia, which I know Bort likes a lot, so he might like these movies.
Was it a hurricane?
Yeah, it might have been a hurricane, but he it's just basically from there the movie goes where he starts realizing what he is and who he is, and kind of gets his revenge a little bit and stuff. So that's basically what the movie's about.
Isn't that the first X-Men movie?
Pretty much.
All right, so who do you got on this one?
Punisher all the way.
Okay. What do you got, Bort?
Well, my understanding of Jason Bourne is he's sort of like John Wick, one of those guys who's like super lethal and can like, shoot you right away, and then he moves on to the next guy right away.
Correct.
And that's the thing about the Punisher, though, is one bullet's not going to put him down. So he might get shot and he could be laying there, but then he'd get up and take care of him. So I'm going to go with the Punisher.
All right. Tippy, what do you got?
I don't know. I've never seen these movies.
Wait, can I give you a little incentive maybe?
Sure.
Diesel, Kevin Nash was in the Punisher.
Matt Damon was in Jason Bourne movies.
Yeah, John Travolta was in the Punisher.
Oh,
okay, you sold me, Punisher.
Ah.
All right. Well, I was actually gonna pick Jason Bourne. I didn't want to because I like the Punisher a lot better, but I just figured based off the training, I think Jason Bourne would have just had it from that. But all right, Punisher, cool. All right, what do we got for the last matchup there, Bort?
The last matchup features the Black Widow, played by Scarlett Johansson from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, against John Rambo, played by Sylvester Stallone from the Rambo series.
Yeah, so I didn't like this match because Rambo is like one of my favorite guys, but I still think Black Widow is like one of the toughest, if not the toughest, like regular human in the Marvel universe. So I think I got to pick her. What do you got, Dudu?
Agreed. Black Widow.
Or what do you got?
I'd go with John Rambo. He's just Ramboing. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me.
All right, what do you got, Tippy?
Never seen Black Widow. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a Marvel movie. Oh no, I take that back. Iron Man 2. I saw that one.
So she was in that one.
Oh boy, you picked
Yeah,
the
it's a
wrong
terrible
one.
movie, but she was in it.
It wasn't my choice either.
Okay.
I didn't have a choice to see that one. But I have seen First Blood and the more recent Rambo. So
Yeah.
I'm going with Rambo.
You know what?
All
right. Can I change my answer?
Yeah, it'd make it much easier because it was a tie otherwise.
I'm gonna go with Black Widow. No, just kidding. I'm gonna go with Rambo simply for the fact that he he kind of says screw you in that movie to the system.
Okay.
Also he stitches himself up. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. Okay, so Rambo is the winner. All right, first round is done. And now before we move on to the next round, I think it's time for another joke. And I think Board is really anticipating to hear Doodoo. So go ahead, Doodoo.
Oli and Lena get married down in Owatonna. And they're honeymooning in St. Paul at a hotel. So they get in their car and they drive up St. Paul, and Oli parks the car and he says, before we go in, and he kisses her neck and puts his hand on her thigh, and she goes, oh, Oli, we're married now. You can go farther than that. So he goes, okay, and drives them to Duluth.
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next round now. Round
Jace, I literally can't see anybody. Did you laugh at that a little bit?
Guess you'll find out.
Okay, I'll watch this.
Introducing the second round of the tournament. Our opening contest features the Winter Soldier against MacGyver.
All right. I will go first on this one. I can't go against MacGyver. Winter Soldier, he's all souped up, but MacGyver would do something out of like baking soda and, fertilizer and blow him up or something. So I got to go with MacGyver. Doodoo, what do you got?
Oh, this is a tough one. I'm going to go with the Winter Soldier just strictly because he's got a M429, big old gun. He can shoot MacGyver while he's using bubble gum and heart.
Yeah, the bubble gum isn't sticky enough, so he can't make the bomb in time. Then he gets blown up.
Correct. That's what I'm going to
All
go.
right. Okay. Tippy, what do you got?
Based on what we already know about MacGyver's ingenuity and the fact that I have already completely forgot what Winter Soldier does, we go with MacGyver.
All right, Bort, what do you have?
Well, you ever see one of those episodes of MacGyver back in the day where he'd land one of those big haymaker punches and then he'd go, ow?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. He's going to get up to Winter Soldier, hit one of them, and knock him out. Yeah, we're going to take
what happened, but
MacGyver over a superhero.
Oh, man.
All righty, so MacGyver for the win. All right, what is our second match in the second round? This is the quarterfinals, right?
This is the quarterfinals. Our second quarterfinal match features William Wallace and his Claymore against John Wick and his
9mm.
arsenal of guns.
All right, Dudu, what do you got?
John Wick, all the way.
Oh yeah,
You can't shoot with the sword. So
exactly. And you already proved William Wallace can go up against a semi truck. So
that's right.
All right, Tippy, what do you got on this one?
I guess probably John Wick.
Okay.
Because, yeah, I guess as bad as both these dudes are, I think, John's got the advantage with the, what do I say? I guess he's got a bit of a technological advantage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen the John Wick movies, Tippy, it's a good afternoon of watching TV.
Oh, dude, they're so good. Well, Dudu, I think you made me watch them.
Yes.
And when I watched the first one, I was hooked. And there's a fourth one coming up now, too, which looks awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Bort, what do you got?
John Wick.
Yep, and I'm John Wick, too.
Sorry, Mel Gibson.
All right, what's the next round? Or next match?
The next match of the second round is Brian Mills, which we should just call Liam Neeson at this point, against John McClane.
All right, Tippy, who do you got on this one?
Liam Neeson.
Okay. Any certain reason?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to advance.
Okay. I'm expecting this big thing. No. All right. All right, Duda, what about you?
Oh, I'm gonna go with Liam Neeson. Simply because he was given a specific set of skills. And
All
he
right.
not his yard anymore.
All right, Bort, what do you got?
I gotta go with John McClane. He's too unbeatable.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go Liam Neeson. Those skills he has are pretty good. And yeah. Cool. All right,
But wait, no, wait a minute now, though. That's tough because, like I established before, if his wife or his daughter hadn't kidnapped, he isn't worth a crap.
Well, I'm sure if he came after him with an AK-47, he'd do something. He'd probably stop mowing his lawn and go kill the guy.
Maybe he'd kill him with his lawnmower.
There you go. What if John McClane came up to him and said, "Hey, I see your wife and your daughter are having a great time. They're not kidnapped, but I'm still going to kill you." He'd probably do something still.
Yeah, that's true. Liam Neeson. All the way.
All right. Bort, what is our last match this round?
Wait. So did Tippy vote for Liam Neeson too?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Okay, he cut out on mine, so I was not able to tell. So 3-1 for Brian Mills.
Yep.
Final matchup of the quarterfinals features the Punisher against John Rambo.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Ooh. All right. Bort, what do you got on this one?
I'm going to take the Punisher. Simply because he kind of fits the definition of a superhero. So I'll give him the superhero edge.
Okay. All right, Dudu, what do you got on this one?
I think I'm gonna go. Boy, this is probably
a hard one.
As much as I like the Punisher, I'm gonna go with John Rambo. Simply because but because he was trained as a well-oiled machine by the government. he's seen his fair share of crap. He's very adaptive to his environments. He's kind of a well-rounded vigilante, would you say, compared to like the one-minded Punisher, or single-minded Punisher. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, John Rambo.
Okay. All right, Tippy, what do you got?
Okay, I guess, based on what Dudu just said there, and but for the most part, just going on name recognition, I'm going with Rambo.
And for me, I'm picking Rambo too, and I think it's strictly because of his experience. The Rambo, he has so much more experience as opposed to the Punisher, and that kind of hurts him because Thomas Jane only had the one movie. So I'm sure if they had multiple movies, you'd get more. But based off what we got, I think we got to go John Rambo.
They didn't do 2 Punisher movies with Thomas Jane?
No, they did
really?
one.
Yeah.
They did like probably 10 years ago. They did like a short video. They never called it the Punisher, but it was with his character, which is really cool. Super violent. It's like 15 minutes on YouTube. So if you guys ever get bored, go look up that. 'Cause it's a really good movie, like really good short movie.
Side note: which Punisher is better, the Thomas Jane one or the one from the Daredevil Netflix series?
From the Walking Dead, that guy?
Yeah, that dude.
Oh boy, I would have to say the Walking Dead guy.
So
I like the Thomas Jane. I just love the Thomas Jane. I maybe just because of his acting, I really like how he fits that character. Because there was another Punisher movie, I think it was like Punisher Warzone that was released.
Yep.
And that was garbage.
That was horrible.
Mm.
Jason, I think I walked on you. What did you say about who did you think is best?
in this match?
No,
in
in the
Punishers.
Oh,
Thomas Jane.
I haven't seen the Thomas Jane one in, oh boy, nearly 15 years, I would say, but I really enjoyed the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys know my love of the Daredevil Netflix Marvel series. I mean, those blow any of the MCU stuff out of the water. So, I mean, that was unbelievable. So, I mean, I think I got to take whatever the Netflix dude guy's name is.
When I heard that they were going to do a Punisher TV show with him, I thought, oh God, because I didn't like his character in The Walking Dead.
Yep.
So, but he did superb.
Yeah. Tippy, did you see the Netflix one at all?
Take a guess.
All right, well, this round is done, and now Tippy, do you have a joke for us?
Yeah. I put zero thought into this, so I'm just going to tell one of my more favorite jokes in recent years.
Okay.
See how bad I can screw this up. So a young man decides to take a job on a cargo ship, and this is a few years back, so this is actually when sailing ships were a thing. And his first day on the crew, he notices a guy looks very much like a pirate. He's got a peg leg, a hook for a hand, and an eye patch. And after a while, curiosity's killing him, so he starts up a conversation with him. He's like, "Hey man, can I ask, how'd you lose your leg?" And the guy goes, "'Twas me first day at sea. A wave washed me over, and before the crew could pull me up, a great one-eyed fish bit me leg off." He's like, "Oh, wow, that's rough. So how'd you lose your hand then?" It's like, "'Twas me second day at sea. Another wave washed me overboard, and before the crew could pull me up, the same great one-eyed fish bit off me hand." It's like, "Oh, that's also rough. So how'd you lose your eye? Was it the same fish?" It's like, "No, 'twas me third day at sea. I was staring up at the sky, and a bird shot in me eye." And he's like, "Really? You lost your eye for that?" "No, but it was me first day with a hook."
That was good. I enjoyed that one.
I wish I could have watched Matt tell that joke. I mean, Tippy tell that joke.
Someday.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right. So what do we got for the next round there? That's semifinals.
Well, it's time for the semifinals between a bunch of people that you probably didn't or did expect to be there in the tournament.
Ooh. Well, this is a tough. These are tough rounds here.
Our first semifinal match features MacGyver against John Wick.
Oh,
Uh,
do you want to think on this a second?
no. No.
Just keep saying no for a half an hour. And
John Wick, all the way.
Okay.
Because MacGyver had that dude helping him, and sure, MacGyver's handy with Drano and dishwater.
are you
But
talking about Pete Thornton, the guy who went blind at the end of the show, helping him?
no, not him. That other dude. There was a
Jack
short little fat guy with a mustache.
Jack Dalton.
Jack Dalton. He was
Jack
worthless.
Well, he still had help though, and
All he did was screw stuff up that MacGyver had to fix.
I know I'm gonna go with reaction times with the weapons and John Wick.
All right. Tippy, who do you got?
Well, I think in the last round, MacGyver hurt his hand too bad punching Winter Soldier, so I think John Wick.
Ford, how about you?
Yeah, I think MacGyver met his match this round. I mean, I honestly, I was the one who suggested him for this tournament. I did not expect him to get past the first round. So,
Well, you shouldn't have got past Winter Soldier, but I'm not bitter or nothing.
Well, I'm gonna pick John Wick too. There's no way. I love MacGyver, but on that note, me and Bort before this, he was gonna change MacGyver to somebody else, and I talked him out of it. Maybe I was wrong, but who did you want to have instead of MacGyver there, Bort?
well, I wanted to change it to Walker, Texas Ranger, played by Chuck Norris.
But I thought MacGyver had it over Walker. Was I wrong?
No, Chuck Norris is way better than MacGyver.
Well, not Chuck Norris, Walker.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
What the hell is he gonna do? Do a front kick? That's all he does.
He's
Every
gonna
fight.
shoot him in the head and throw his hat at him.
No, he kicks him every time. That's all he does. Every fight is a slow motion kick. That's how they end. MacGyver would see that coming and say,
And
"Oh,
you would even
bring it
stop.
Excuse me, did you see Survivor Series 1994? So,
Oh.
it was a side kick. Put Jeff Jarrett on his head.
Tippy, do you think I was right, or do you think I should shut my mouth?"
Use your best judgment.
Well, I don't think it matters because even if Walker was in, he would have been out this round, I think, anyways, against John Wick.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah. So, all right, what's our next round here?
Our
Our
other,
next match.
our other semifinal matchup features Brian Mills, better known as Liam Neeson, facing John Rambo.
Hands down, John Rambo.
Yeah, I think Rambo's got this one pretty easily this round.
Okay.
What about you, Tippy?
I think Rambo also does have a particular set of skills himself. I think his skills might outweigh Liam Neeson's, so I'll go Rambo.
Yeah.
Interesting.
What about you, Bort?
Rambo had a hard time getting past Black Widow and the Punisher, but then you guys are just pushing him right past Liam Neeson.
Well, Liam Neeson's old. He's probably tired.
Yeah, but
Sylvester Stallone's like 90.
But he looks like he's 30. He ages like a Greek god.
On steroids.
if John Rambo, because as we've all said that Liam Neeson's only good when his wife and kids get abducted. So, but I'm thinking that if John Rambo had the reason to mess with his kids or his kid and his wife, he'd probably just shoot them. Wouldn't even bother kidnapping them. So yeah, Rambo all the way.
All right, Bort, you never picked, I don't think.
Yeah, I would probably take Liam Neeson in this round. I don't know why, but I know I'm the loser, so it's okay.
Right. Well, no, why, Jace? Why? Explain, please.
I got him as just being more thrifty and sneaky in this round, and being able to use some tactics that might be to his advantage.
That, and he can actually talk a full sentence, maybe.
All right. So before this last round here, I guess I have my joke. Now, I have one quick joke I just thought of when I was talking. I have one you're gonna have to cut out from this. You're gonna have to cut it out, and then I have an actual joke.
I got 900 of those jokes.
Yeah. So I will say this will be the freeze part here. All right, now I'm on to my normal joke here. You see that they're not laughing much, so now a man in Seattle was recently seen attacking groups of people with a baseball bat. Man, I'm telling you, Bruce Wayne is really getting lazy with his costumes. Guy with the bat, come on. You know what? I liked it. I thought they're hilarious. So
explain this one to me. I don't
understand the context whatsoever.
What was that?
I don't understand the context whatsoever.
A man in Seattle recently seen attacking groups of people with a baseball bat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Bruce Wayne is getting pretty lazy with his costumes.
Oh,
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
I didn't hear the Bruce Wayne part.
Oh.
You explained it, and it's still not funny.
Well, it is. It's just over your head.
Oh, okay. Is that what that was?
Well, fine then.
No more Norm Macdonald for you.
Well, that's all I got. So, well, then get this one. Then I'll be done.
All right.
Have you heard of the new trend of dieting for fasting? Have you heard of that? I tried it, and all that made me do was move faster towards a marble cheesecake.
So there was a lady. She was sitting in a diner, and she sneezed. And when she sneezed, her head went straight back, and her false eye popped out of her head and flew backwards. And a guy reached up and grabbed it. So he gets out of his booth and he goes over to it and he gives it back to her. And she goes, "Oh, thank you. Meet me here tomorrow morning." So he goes, "All right, I'll come have breakfast." So he comes there the next morning and he gets there and the lady goes, "Thank you very much. You want to give you this." And outside there's a brand new Porsche 911. And he goes, "Wow, really? Is that for me?" And she goes, "Yes, thank you." And he goes, "Okay." And she goes, "Better yet, though, meet me back here tomorrow morning." So he goes back the next morning, and he comes back. She's in the booth, and she goes, "Here, this is for you." And he opens up a box, and here's a set of keys for a brand new yacht that she just bought him. And he goes, "This is unbelievable." She goes, "This ain't nothing." She goes, "Meet me here tomorrow morning." He goes, "Okay." So he goes back the next morning, and she had papers all drawn up for a house that she just bought that she was going to give him. And he goes, "Wow, ma'am." He said, "This is really cool." He goes, "You this nice to all the people or, everybody?" And she goes, "No, just the people that catch my eye."
I like that one too. That was pretty good.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, now on to the finals. I believe John Wick versus John Rambo, right?
Taking my job.
Yep.
The finals of the tournament features John Wick, played by Keanu Reeves from the John Wick trilogy, against John Rambo, played by Sylvester Stallone from the Rambo series. Which John is best? Find out right now.
Wow, that was good.
That was professional, man.
That's why we should have Billy Mays in this. He could have done the commercial for it.
Billy Mays is dead. We got Jason.
Yeah.
I mean, Bart.
All right, Doo-Doo.
Oh man, really me? I'm gonna go with. I think growing up, John Wick used to sit in his parents' living room watching Rambo movies. So he learned a lot of his skills from John Rambo. So I'm thinking John Wick. I'm going John Wick. And that made sense in my head for some reason.
All right, Tippy, who do you got?
Well, even though I've never seen it before, John Wick has been getting a lot of love in this tournament here. He seems to be kind of just breezing through everybody, and Rambo's had a lot of tough matches, so I think with the momentum John Wick has, I think he deserves to win.
Beautiful. Bort, who do you got?
Yeah, couldn't say it better. I got this old thing about baseball where, Babe Ruth is everyone considers him the greatest of all time, but if you put him in today's game, he would just be an average player because the skill sets have far evolved from when he played back in the day. And, I think if you put them against each other, John Wick's got the modern training at this point, which I think is better. So John Wick.
Yep, John Wick for me too. I mean, looking at this whole tournament, there are a few people in the first round I think that got eliminated. Like Batman and all that could have maybe went up against John Wick, but for the most part, he's got such good skills that I think he's gonna win hands down. So the winner of the first annual The Tournament is John Wick. Well, hey, John Wick.
Hey.
And now to accept his trophy, I have Keanu. No, I'm kidding. I don't have Keanu Reeves here.
Oh, thanks everybody. I'd like to thank my mother. Sorry,
that was such a good impression. For somebody who gave us so much crap over our jokes, that was the worst Keanu Reeves impression.
Oh yeah, it sucked. I'll be the first one to admit that it sucked.
All right. Well, no, thank you guys. I enjoyed our discussions with it. Tippy, I wish you had seen more of the movies. I apologize. But I had fun with the discussion. I think the jokes were all stellar. Especially mine. And I appreciate you guys putting up with it. I had a lot of fun doing it, a lot of fun hosting. Now next week we got Bort. Bort, what are you going to surprise us with next week?
Episode number 10 next week, and you guys know how I love story time episodes, so we're going to be doing more stories. But we've already done the most stupidest things we've ever done. We've done DIY disasters, so I had to think a little outside of the box, and next week, what are the best pranks that we've ever played on other people? So I think we'll each have 3 stories of awesome pranks that we have played or had played on us over the years.
That's a good one.
I look forward to it. Yeah, that's a very good one. So.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Well, I got nothing else left for this podcast here. Does anybody else have anything?
I do.
Yes.
If I may. I will officially say that Bort's joke was much better than all 4 of the ones you told. So,
Yeah, earlier you said you already told 3 bad jokes. I'm like, which one was the good one then?
no,
Well, you
but
know
thank
what?
you.
I
keep it coming
actually
then.
ran my joke through a quality assurance test earlier today, and apparently it passed, but I guess it did not pass the other critics. So
Well,
No,
don't run mine through there; it'll blow it up because they're so good.
Yeah.
So
it was a well put together joke. There's no doubt about that. I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't see the
You don't-
ha factor.
you don't like that I took a 3-second joke and drew it out for 6 minutes.
Pretty much.
well, it reminded me a lot of the Norm Macdonald fly or the moth joke. Of Norm
Yes.
Macdonald.
What was that, Tippy?
Oh, I was gonna say the dead hamster part really caught my attention. That
There's nothing like a good dead hamster in a joke.
I like that part.
All right. Well, we're doing our Minnesota goodbyes here. So anybody else have anything to say?
Yeah, here's John Wick's award.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
All right, Bort, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, everybody who listened, all 2 of you. And you have a good rest of your evening, everybody.
See you around.
Yep. Indeed. Bad.